Okay, guys, so for those of you that don't know who this man is, you must be lost. This is Jonathan Osorio, Toronto FC player, Canadian national team player. He's played in Canada for a long time. He also played in Uruguay in Nacional. Then he came back, debuted for TFC, debuted with the national team. I believe it's Costa Rica, won 3 conferences, won the MLS Cup, won todo. Jonathan, tell these people who you are. Let them know what's up.
No, thank you, bro, for having me. Yeah, man, I'm blessed to have gotten the chance to be living my dreams, and man, luckily I've been part of really good teams, and yeah, I've had a lot of success, and hopefully it can keep going.
Now, Jonathan and I have known each other for a while. We played futsal together. We played in the same team. And I have one issue with Jonathan. The thing is that I told him that this was called Hora del Mate, and he asked me if he can substitute with a coffee. I'm a little bit upset because I know he's drinking the Café de Colombia. He definitely drank mate before. I don't know if with me, but for sure with Lucas, for sure with other people. Whatever, boludo, you can have the coffee.
No, I do like mate. I drink it. I just don't own. I don't own my own because I prefer coffee. I think it's in my blood, but I like mate, man. Honestly, I like it. I drink it a lot with my friends. I don't know if we've drank together, but I think actually we have. Maybe before a training or something, but for sure I've drinking it. I started when I went to Uruguay. When I went to Uruguay, that's, of course, over there they drink and they put me on it. So, yeah, I like it, man. I like it.
Good to hear. The Argentinian, Uruguayos, the Brazilians are going to love hearing that. Now, Shona, the reason that I put together this interview is because now, obviously, we're not on the same schedule here because I'm in Auckland and you're in Toronto. But the reason I put together this interview is because there are people out there who deal with, they struggle with depression. They struggle with so many things. And I consistently read or I hear myself saying, too, that how can someone be lonely in a world of 7 billion people? We're trying to figure out what it is that people struggle with. And do people in the professional realm of things, in professional industries, struggle as well? So that's why I want to get someone like you and, other people that are going to be talking as well about the things they struggle with. So I guess in your professional career, in your mind, are there things that you go through that you're dealing with that maybe isn't so known?
Of course, yeah, man. I think for me personally, I deal with things that I think any person, any normal person, any human deals with. The one thing that I've had a problem with now, I think I'm a little bit better with, is anxiety. I have a problem with anxiety. I overthink a lot. About everything, not only my profession, but about life. And so it's normal, man. But as for my profession, I remember, I'll never forget, it's probably a huge, it was a huge time in my career, in the year 2017. So the year we won the MLS Cup, that year actually I wasn't playing a lot. And I had a lot of anxiety, man, because I was turning 25, and it was a big year for me, and I had dreams. My contract was kind of coming to an end. I was in the second last year of my contract, so I always wanted to play. I always put the pressure to play on me, and I had anxiety, man. Anxiety so much that I started getting palpitations during training, and I didn't know what it was at first. I didn't know it was anxiety. And I started freaking out, telling the trainers and everything, like, I'm getting palpitations. This is not normal. Went to do a lot of tests, and they didn't see nothing wrong. And that made me even more anxious. When I started, really thinking about it, and it was just anxiety, because once I started to play again, it went away. Once I changed my mindset, it went away. And it's just crazy what anxiety can do to you, or any type of, any type of mental health that's affecting you. It's crazy what it can do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't know I actually didn't even know that you went through that, but obviously I know that everyone is dealing with something, and it's good that you're sharing your story. I shared on one of my previous interviews that I myself used to deal with I wouldn't know. I don't know if it was anxiety or depression, but just the way that there were questions of existentialism, dealing with existence and whatnot. And I used to get these strong attacks in the middle of the night, and I didn't unexplainable, and just crying and bawling until I figured out, throughout the last 5-6 years, how to deal with it, and and how to embrace what's the unknown. And even now, for example, I'm in Auckland, and I have to do my visa and all this for my football team. And today I went to do a second urine test, and I'm still waiting on the results. And they told me I have blood, and it's a scare. But ultimately, you're going to be judged, like I always say, on those bad moments rather than the good moments and who you are in that time. So I guess I would ask you, what did you do what kind of mindset did you have when you noticed that you got over it? Is there anything you said to yourself that consistently pushed you through those tough times?
Yeah, I think when I got over it, it gave me the confidence that if it was to happen again, that this time, there's no need to panic, because I can get over it. And these thoughts, you can kind of block them to a certain extent. Obviously, they're always going to come. Doubt and fear. It's always going to come. It's normal. It's part of life. But I think then you have ways to counter that. The way of thinking. For me, I think the one thing that really changed was that I stopped trying to control the uncontrollable. And that for me changed my life, man. Changed my life. Because I thought, I was trying to control, and I was worrying about too much things that weren't in my control. And that's what was giving me anxiety. So once I flipped that switch, and I learned from that, I've been pretty good ever since.
Embracing that which is out of your own control. That's true, because everyone, I guess that's a big issue, because so many people want to plan things out, and planning is really good, obviously, and trying to control whatever's around you, but there's so many things that are just out of your reach. You have to be the best in your sphere, and then the universe can kind of handle the rest, right? And I think understanding that is maybe we're seeing that. And I guess that leads to my next question. I have a set of questions I want to ask the people I interview, and my primary first one would be to you: is life difficult? Do you deem life as a difficult thing?
Yeah, I think so. It's difficult, but it's beautiful as well. I don't think it depends how you look at it. I think at times it could be difficult. I don't think it's always difficult. I think it's only difficult if you if you set your mind that way. And I think life is about perception. So if you have a negative mind or negative attitude towards things, then life is going to be very difficult. But I think if you look at things at a positive way, and you try to always change negatives into positives, and again, the control thing is huge for me. I think if you can control what you can control, and then just kind of adapt and embrace, like you said, the things around, then life is not so difficult. I mean, I think when you're trying to strive for success, that's difficult, but difficult in a good way. Things can't come easy. I don't believe in success coming easy. So yes, that's difficult, but that's a good difficult. And that's the way I look at it. As far as life being difficult, you gotta pay taxes and this and that. It's life, that I think that's not difficult. I think, you work around it, and that's it. But if you choose to make it difficult, then it can be.
100%. Imagine if everyone watches understood that, even guys like Jonathan Osorio and people that are up and doing great things with their craft, and they're saying life's difficult, and it's so important to have a good mindset towards it. It'll resonate with these people. So I'm glad that someone like you can kind of have that little push of guidance towards them. Would you say that today's day and age, Jonathan Osorio today and Jonathan Osorio before the palpitations happened to you, or even before becoming professional, are you two different people? And who are you now that you weren't then?
I wouldn't say two different people. I would say one is more evolved than the other, for sure. I think I'm the same person, the same personality. But yes, for sure, me now, I have a lot of experiences, and I'm more mature, and I guess thanks to my experiences, it makes you more wise. Whereas before, I think there's a lot of unknowns. You haven't had that experiences, and so it's crazy how the unknown can make someone go crazy. The unknown, it's like what we're going through now. The unknown it's hard, man. It's really hard. It's hard not to know when this is gonna end. It's hard not to know why this happened. It's hard, all those things. So the unknown was difficult, and I think when you're young, that's normal. But for sure, yeah, you change, you evolve. I think I've evolved, and I've changed into a more mature human being, and in that sense, yeah, I guess it's two different people and at two different times.
It's cool you say that the unknown, especially now with everything going on, it's almost like a world of uncertainty makes you feel almost powerful, and then you realize those moments you have to be powerful within you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting to me. Are you generally a happy? Define happiness as, what would you say happiness is?
Oof, happiness.
It's a tough one,
I
I
think
know.
it's different. Every person is different. Every person has a different perception of happiness. But I think happiness is for me, when you feel, when I feel at my best is when I'm healthy. I feel at my healthiest. When I feel, and not only physically but mentally, and I think that's happiness. When you are happy,